Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing a very interesting topic in physics resonance and standing waves. This topic helps us understand how sound is produced, especially in musical instruments, and how waves behave in different conditions. Before we start, let me introduce our presenters for today. Miss Lavinia Venice Garcia and I am Christine A. Garvin. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to first identify nodes and antinodes correctly. The second one is relate resonance to musical instrument. Then the last one, demonstrate standing waves experimentally. So habang nakikinig kayo, try to connect these objectives sa discussion natin. Have you ever noticed why a guitar string sounds louder at a certain points? Or bakit ng flute nag-iiba ang tunog kapag tinatakpan ang holes? This happens because of standing waves and resonance. Different positions create different vibration patterns kaya nag-iiba yung tunog nila. Now, imagine this. Nasa hallway ka or near a bridge, tapos biglang lumakas ang tunog. Anong nangyayari? Ang tawag doon is resonance. The sound waves are matching the natural frequency of the space, kaya nag-amplify sila. That's why sometimes sounds become louder even without increasing the source.
So, good day everyone. I am Lavinia Benis Garcia and I will now discuss the resonance. So, meron ba kayong idea kung ano yung resonance? Ano yung pumapasok sa isip nyo kapag naririnig nyo yung word na resonance? May idea ba? So, yung resonance happens when an object vibrates more strongly because it is pushed at its natural frequency. So, alam naman natin that every object has a natural frequency, which means it has its own preferred way or speed of vibrating. So, kapag yung outside port is in-apply ng paulit-ulit at the same timing as its natural vibration, yung energy niya is nagbi-build up at dahil doon, yung vibration niya is nagiging bigger and stronger, and ito yung tinatawag natin na resonance. Gets po? You can think of resonance as perfect timing. So, with the timing of the force matches the object's natural vibration, the motion increases instead of staying small. So, alam naman natin yun habang nagbibigay tayo ng force dun sa object, habang inulit-ulit nga natin yung galaw, yung pag-push sa isang bagay is mas lumalakas. So, imagine, ikaw ay nasa duyan. So, if someone pushes you sa likod, at the right time, so, yun nga, pag finish ka niya, mag-move forward ka, and then babalik ka. So, yung push niya is palakas ng palakas. So, mas nagiging pataas ng pataas yung direction ng duyan. So, kapag yung push nila is mali, so, yung swing is hindi siya aangat sa tamang timing. Okay? So, the correct timing that makes the swing go higher is an example of resonance. At isa pang halimbawa niyan is yung, alam niyo ba yung the collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. So, yun nga, yung strong winds match the bridge natural frequency. So, nag-cause ito sa pag-vibrate ng bridge ng sobrang lakas hanggang sa palakas hanggang sa nag-collapse na siya. So, pinakita doon kung gaano ka-powerful yung resonance. So, resonance is when an object vibrates more and more because the force applied matches its natural frequency, creating larger vibration. So, para mas maintindihan natin kung ano nga ba yung resonance, so, kailangan nating malaman yung dalawang important ideas nito. Yung natural frequency and the driving frequency. Natural frequency, the rate at which something naturally vibrates when disturbed. This means that if you move or push an object once and then let it go, it will vibrate on its own at a certain speed. That speed is its natural frequency. For example, kapag yung guitar is pinlock mo, magbabibrate yung string neto sa kanyang natural frequency at magpo-produce siya ng sound. Gets po? The next is yung driving frequency. The frequency of an outside force applied to an object. So, this means how often or how fast you are pushing or tapping or applying energy to that object. So, for example, yun nga, kapag paulit-ulit mong pinupush yung duyan ng paulit-ulit, yung chance nun na tumaas is based kung paano mo, kung gaano kalakas yung pag-push mo. Yun yung driving frequency. Kung gaano mo pinaglalaanan ng force yung isang object. So, yun nga ang nangyayari yung resonance. So, kapag yung driving frequency is nag-match siya sa natural na frequency, so increase in amplitude, so the vibrations become much larger and stronger at resonance. Sounds produced by vibrations and resonance make sounds louder and clearer. So, resonance help make these sounds louder and clearer. So, kapag yung object is nagbabibrate sa kanyang natural na frequency, nagpo-produce siya ng stronger vibration. At dahil dito, more energy is transferred to the air at yun yung nagpapalakas ng tunog. Yung resonance din is nakakatulong siya sa pag-improve ng quality or clarity ng isang sound. So which is why musical instruments sound rich and full instead of weak or dull. Sound waves and vibrations. Sound travels through air because objects vibrate. Kapag yung object is nagbabibrate, so it causes the particle of surrounding air to move back and forth. So these movements create sound waves that travel through the air until they reach our ears. So in simple terms, yung sound nag-travel siya because yung object is nagbabibrate. So kapag walang vibration, walang sound. For example, kapag nag-clap ka ng hand mo, try mo nga mag-clap ng hand. Okay, kapag nag-clap ka ng hand, yung impact is nagka-create siya ng vibration sa air, and yung vibration na yun is nag-travel as sound wave, kaya natin siya naririnig, yung clap. Okay? So, resonance in musical instrument. Instruments like guitars and flutes use resonance to make sounds louder. The air or body of the instrument vibrates at certain frequencies. So, yung resonance is nagpe-play siya ng important na role sa musical instrument. So, yung mga instruments like guitars and flutes is gumagamit ng resonance para yung sound is maging louder and mas maayos na tunog. So when a part of the instrument vibrates, so yung mga string, yung mga yung column ng air, so nagko-cause sa other part ng instrument na mag-vibrate din. So these parts vibrate at certain frequency. So usually the natural frequency which increases the strength of the sound. So, resonance in sound. So, standing waves. Special wave patterns that stay in one place during resonance. So, yung standing waves, meron siyang dalawa. Yung node is no movement and antinode is the maximum movement. Hindi ko naman na siya papasadahan kasi i-report siya ng partner ko na si Garvin. So, harmonics or overtones or higher natural frequencies that produce different musical notes. So, meron ako ditong example ng instrument na may resonance. So, ano yung nakikita nyo sa larawan? Anong instrument yan? Meron ba kayong idea kung anong instrument yan? So, yung instrument na yan is, alam naman natin lahat na is guitar or yung gitara. So, paano nga ba nagkakaroon ng resonance sa instrument na yan? So, kapag pinapluck mo yung string, yun nga, diba, nagbabibrate sa kanyang natural na frequency. So, yung vibration, yung sounds, is nagka-transfer siya sa wooden, yung sa may, yung sa may loob ng gitara. And, yung the hollow body, yun yung nag-act as a resonating chamber. And meron pa ako ditong isang example is, alam niyo ba kung ano yan? So, ayan ay flute. So, paano nga ba nakakapag-produce ng sound sa flute? Siyempre, di ba, inihipa natin. So, kapag inihipa natin yung flute, yun doon yung sa may butas, nagbabibrate yung tube niya. So, yung flute kasi is an open pipe. So, yung parehas niyang end is open. So, yung isang end, dun tayo nagbo-blow, and yung isang end, yun yung labasan ng sound. And yung length, dun sa may air column, yun yung nagde-determine ng pitch ng isang flute. So, the length of the air column determines the pitch. So, opening and closing holes change the effective length of the tube. So, resonance amplifies specific frequencies.
Okay class, let's start with the question. Ano nga po ba yung standing waves? Ang standing waves is a pattern that forms kapag ang dalawang waves na may parehong frequency at amplitude ay nagtra-travel in opposite direction. Tapos, nag-i-interfere sila sa isa't isa. Ngayon, ang interesting part dito, hindi siya tulad ng normal waves na gumagalaw from one place to another. Instead, parang nakatayo lang siya sa isang lugar, kaya tinatawag siya na standing wave. So, para mas madali nating maintindihan, imagine niyo yung isang string ng guitar. Kapag pinitik mo siya, hindi naman siya umaalis sa pwesto niya, 'di ba? Pero nagba-vibrate siya. That vibration creates a pattern na mukhang steady lang siya sa isang position. So in short, standing waves are waves that appear to stay in place kahit na may movement or vibration happening inside the system. Now, let's talk about the parts of standing waves. First, we have the node. A node is a point where there is no movement at all or zero displacement. Ibig sabihin po, kahit may wave, yung part na yon hindi gumagalaw. Isipin nyo na lang na na habang may vibration yung string, may certain points na steady lang, hindi siya umaangat or hindi rin bumababa. For example po, sa string na nakatali sa magkabilang dulo, katulad ng guitar string, yung dalawang dulo nun ay always nodes. Bakit po? Kasi fixed sila, hindi silang pwedeng gumalaw. So, tandaan nyo po na ang ibig sabihin ng node ay walang galaw. Next po, we have antinodes. Kung ang node po ay walang galaw or hindi gumagalaw, ang antinode naman ay kabaliktaran nito. Ito yung part na kung saan maximum ang movement. Ito yung pinakamalakas ang vibration. Dito mo po makikita yung pinakamataas na taas or baba ng wave. Halimbawa po sa isang string, kung ang dalawang dulo ay nodes, usually ang gitna naman ay antinode kasi doon po pinakamalaki yung galaw. Ibig sabihin po, doon po makikita niya yung vibration ng string. So, tandaan niyo po na kapag antinode po, dito po yung pinakamalakas na galaw. Ngayon, dito naman po tayo sa standing waves on a string. Sabihin po, both and fixed. So, Nakalagay dito na both ends are nodes. Ibig sabihin po, dahil fixed ang string sa magkabilang dulo, hindi sila makagalaw. Kahit gaano pa kalakas yung vibration na nasa gitna, yung ends po ay mananatiling steady. Kaya automatic, nodes agad ang dalawang dulo. Next one po is nakalagay, only certain wavelengths can fit in the string. Hindi lahat ng wave pattern ay pwede. Bakit po? Kasi kailangan sakto yung haba ng waves sa haba ng string. Kung hindi po siya sakto, hindi mabubuo ang stable na standing waves. So parang may required spacing ang waves. The third one po is disallowed frequencies are called harmonics. Yung mga tamang vibration patterns na pwede sa string. Ang tawag doon ay harmonics. Each harmonic corresponds to a specific sounds or pitch. Kaya hindi random yung tunog ng guitar. It follows these harmonics. Meron po tayong first harmonic. Ito po yung pinaka-fundamental. The lowest frequency a string or air column vibrates at. Meron po tayong nodes and antinodes dito. Yung nodes po, dalawa at the fixed end. Ibig sabihin po, hindi sila gagalaw. Kahit ano pong mangyari, nodes po sila. Then, the antinodes po is 1, nasa middle po siya. Yung gitna yung pinakagumagalaw po. Dito po pinakamalakas yung vibration. Kaya dito po nanggagaling yung energy ng tunog. For example po, open guitar string. Kapag pinindot mo lang at pinitik ang string ng walang hinahawakan, ito yung maririnig mo pong tunog, yung default sound. Now we had the second harmonic, twice the frequency of the fundamental. Ibig sabihin po, mas mabilis na yung vibration. Dahil mas mabilis, mas mataas ang pitch ng tunog. Dito naman po, meron tayong tatlong nodes sa magkabilang dulo po at nasa middle. Ngayon, hindi lang ends ang node, pati gitna nagiging node na rin. So, mas maraming points na po yung walang galaw. Then, we have two antinodes. Ibig sabihin po, between nodes. So, sa pagitan ng nodes, doon nangyayari ang maximum vibration. Kaya dalawa na sila ngayon. For example po, touching the middle of a guitar string. Kapag hinawakan mo lightly yung gitna, pinipilit mong gawing node yung part na yon. Kaya nagbabago ang vibration pattern at nagiging mas mataas ang tunog. Now we have the third harmonic, 3 times the frequency of the fundamental. Mas mabilis na naman ang vibration, kaya mas mataas na naman ang pitch. Dito naman po, meron tayong 4 nodes. Dumadami na yung parts na hindi gumagalaw, meaning mas hati-hati na po yung string. Then we have 3 antinodes. Mas marami na rin yung parts na malakas ang galaw. For example po, na touching the string at 1/3 length. Kapag hinawakan mo sa 1/3 na part, pinipilit mo pong mag-form ng pattern na tatlong segments. Kaya mas complex ang vibration at mas mataas po ang tunog. Ngayon po, i-connect na natin siya sa mga musical instrument. Unahin na po natin yung mga string instrument. For example po ay gitara. Sinabi po dito na waves reflect at both fixed end. So kapag nag-travel na po yung wave sa string, babalik siya kapag naabot niya ng dulo. So parang nagba-bounce back and forth po siya. The next one is standing waves form. Dahil sa reflection na ito, nag-overlap po yung mga waves, kaya nabubuo ang standing wave pattern. Then, the third one is different harmonics produce different nodes. So, depende sa pattern ng vibration. Nag-iiba po yung tunog. Kaya may iba't ibang notes ang guitar kahit iisang string lang po. Then, the fourth one is the body of the guitar amplifies sound. Hindi lang string ang importante po dito, pati po yung body ng guitar. Dahil dito po nagpapalakas ng tunog. Ito po ang resonance. So, pinapalakas po nun yung vibration para marinig natin. Ngayon po, dito naman po tayo sa mga wind instrument. Sinasabi po dito na standing waves also form in air columns. For example po, unahin po natin yung open pipe. Meron po tayong flute po. Sinabi po dito na both ends are antinodes. So, ibig sabihin po, parehong ends ay may maximum movement ng air. Walang fixed end, kaya malaya po yung vibration. Then, the next one po is all harmonics are possible. Unlike po sa closed pipe, dito po pwede lahat. First, second, third, or etc. Kaya mas maraming tunog ang kayang gawin ng flute. Sunod naman po natin yung closed pipe. Ang example naman po natin dito ay clarinet. Nakalagay po dito na one end is node. Yung closed end ay hindi gumagalaw, kaya node siya. Then, sunod naman po is one end is antinode. Yung open end naman ay malayang gumagalaw, kaya open antinode siya. Then, only odd harmonics are produced. So, hindi lahat ng patterns pwede dito. Only first, third, and fifth kasi may restriction ang setup ng pipe. Then, the fourth one is length determines the pitch. So, kapag mas mahaba po yung air column, mas mababa ang tunog. Then, kapag mas maikli, mas mataas naman po ang tunog. Now, class, we will move on to the equation or formulas. Pero take note lang po, na-introduce ko lang po ito sa inyo para magkaroon po kayo ng idea. Hindi po tayo magsosolve ng mga problems today dahil hindi siya part ng ating objectives. So, ang goal lang po natin dito ay ma-familiarize kayo kung ano po yung mga equations na ginagamit sa standing waves at resonance. So, just try to understand what each formula represents. So, ang ating first formula is about resonance. So, resonance happens when the frequency of the external force is equal to the natural frequency of the object. So, kapag nangyari po ito, lumalakas yung vibration. For example po, na kapag tinamaan mo yung tamang note sa guitar or sa singing, mas lalakas po yung sa sound. Ito po ay nangyayari dahil sa resonance. So, nakalagay po dito is F driving is equal the frequency of the external force. Ito po yung frequency na galing sa outside source. Halimbawa po, pag pinipitik mo ang string or iniihipan mo po yung flute. Then, the F natural is the natural frequency. Ito naman po yung preferred vibration ng object. Yung natural niya pong galaw. So, kapag nag-match po yung dalawang ito, doon nangyayari po yung resonance. At kapag may resonance, lumalakas yung vibration or tunog. Then, meron naman po tayong wave relation. This is the speed of wave is equal to frequency of the wave times wavelength. Yung speed of wave po is v siya. So, ito yung bilis ng paggalaw ng wave sa medium, like string or air. Then, yung F naman po, or frequency, ito naman po yung dami ng vibration per second. Then, the next one is the wavelength. Ito po yung haba ng isang wave cycle. Magkakaugnay po yung tatlong to. So, kapag tumaas po yung frequency, kadalasan bumababa naman po yung wavelength. Basta po, constant po yung speed. Dito naman po tayo sa pangatlo. Ito po yung harmonics on a string. Ito naman po is both and or fixed, where Fn is equal to frequency of nth harmonic. Ito po yung frequency, depende po sa harmonic number. Then yung Fn naman po is yung harmonic number. Ito po yung kung pang ilang harmonic po ba, first, second, or third. Then the V naman po is wave speed. Ito naman po yung bilis ng wave sa string. Then the L po is the length of the string. So ito po yung haba ng string. Very important kasi ito po dahil yung string po ay pwede niya pong malimit yung vibration. So, pinapakita po sa formula na habang tumataas po yung N, tumataas din po yung frequency. Kaya po, tumataas ang pitch. Mayroon po tayong open pipe. Ito po yung both ends are open, where Fn is equal to the frequency of nth harmonic. Ito po yung frequency ng sound sa pipe. Then, yung N naman po is the harmonic number. Pwede lahat po dito ng values like 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Then, yung V naman po is the speed of sound in air. Then, the L po is the length of pipe. Ito po yung haba ng air column. So, habang mas mahaba ang pipe po, mas mababa yung frequency. Kaya po, malalalim ang tunog ng mahahabang instrument.
So now let's talk about a closed pipe or a pipe with one end closed. So yung formula dito is F sub n is equal to n times the velocity over 4L, where F sub n is the frequency of the nth harmonic measured in hertz. Yung n is the harmonic number, but take note, only odd numbers like 135 and so on are allowed. So B is the speed of sound in air, and L is the length of the pipe. So, bakit nga add numbers lang? So, sa closed pipe kasi, yung one end is closed, so the air cannot move there. So, this creates a node, while the open end creates an antinode. Because of this setup, only odd harmonics can form inside the pipe. So, that means yung first harmonic is n equals 1, yun yung fundamental na frequency. So, yung next na possible na harmonic is n equals 3, then n equals 5, and so on. So, unlike siya sa open pipes na dito nag-skip tayo ng numbers. So, example ng closed pipe is yung bote. Now, let's move on to finding the length of a string from its frequency. So, ang formula naman dito is L equals B over 2 sub 1. So, where yung L is the length of the string, and B is the wave speed on the string, and F sub 1 is the fundamental frequency. This formula is based on the fundamental frequency, which is the lowest frequency a string can produce. So in this case, the string vibrates in its simplest form, forming one loop. So if we know the wave speed and the fundamental frequency, we can easily calculate the length of the string using this formula. So balik tayo sa meaning ng nodes and antinodes. So tandaan po natin na yung node is walang movement. Ibig sabihin, ang displacement niya is 0. On the other hand, yung antinode naman is a point where there is a maximum movement. So, dito nangyayari yung waves. Dito may nagaganap na paggalaw. Dito yung malakas na paggalaw. So in summary, standing waves are formed when two waves travel in opposite directions and meet each other. So when they overlap, instead of moving forward, they create a pattern that looks like it's standing still. So within a standing wave, there are special points. So una, yung nodes na ibig sabihin is walang movement. Ibig sabihin, yung displacement niya is 0. Ibig sabihin, naka-stay still lang yung movement. Walang movement. So, second is yung antinodes. Ito naman yung kabaliktaran ng nodes na dito naman is yung may malakas na movement. Ibig sabihin, naka-max yung movement. Standing waves only happen at certain frequencies called harmonics. So, this means not all vibrations can form standing waves. Only mga specific. May mga specific. Okay. So, these waves are very important in real life. Especially sa mga musical instrument nga. So, for example, yung sa gitara. Kapag ginalaw mo yung string ng gitara, yung standing waves, yun yung nagpo-produce ng sound na ating naririnig. And lastly, we can actually demonstrate standing waves using something like a vibrating string or rope. Yan. Kapag ginalaw mo yung string, dun ka makakakita ng may part dun na hindi gumagalaw na yung nodes, at meron naman dun yung gumagalaw na yung antinodes. So that's conclude our report. Sana po may natutunan kayo sa amin, and thank you for listening.